Natural therapeutic approaches to food sensitivities and allergies. Illness can be connected to the food you consume in many tricky ways that never came to your mind before. In this lecture, you will discover the most common causes of food allergies and sensitivities. You will also learn how to eliminate these foods from your diet in a systematic and practical way. Some alternative food options that can augment your success with the elimination diet will be covered as well. An allergic reaction to a food happens quickly. It is a food allergy in which someone eats shellfish or a peanut, for example, and suddenly, they cannot breathe. The immunoglobulin responsible for this is called IgA. On the other hand, you may not recognize food sensitivity immediately. It is one of the causes of low-grade chronic inflammation. You keep taking in a food, and your body keeps seeing it as a foreign invader, and your body works constantly to defend itself against this foreign element. Even though the reaction may not seem severe, the long-term consequences are enormous. Fatigue, trouble sleeping, mental fogginess, mood changes, irritability, anger, skin irritation, and rashes are common signs and symptoms of food sensitivity. Arthritis, muscle stiffness, and joint pain can also be symptoms of an undiagnosed sensitivity to a certain type of food. If you have any of these signs and symptoms, they may be caused by some undiagnosed food sensitivity. More importantly, research has shown that the symptoms of food sensitivity are most likely connected to few common groups: dairy, gluten, corn, soy, peanuts, and egg. The elimination diet is a dietary program that is designed to clear your body of foods that you may be allergic or sensitive to. For best results, you should stick with the elimination plan, without exception, for 2 weeks. The tricky part is to not eat a group of foods either whole or as ingredients in other food. Start this program by eliminating all 6 common food irritants mentioned earlier on day 1. To reiterate, they are dairy, gluten, corn, soy, peanuts, and egg. Before you start, you want to have a list of foods you can and cannot eat from your nutritionist, and you want to have the right foods in your house. Between days 2 and 7, you may start to feel like your symptoms are getting worse, but this is expected. As you clear your body of what it sees as a foreign element, sometimes they flare up. By about day 8, and somewhere between days 8 and 14, your symptoms should disappear. If they do, then you know that one of those 6 food groups is causing your symptoms. To determine which of the 6 foods is causing your symptoms, on day 15, reintroduce one of those foods. Have a small amount for breakfast, some for lunch, and some for dinner. Then, stop consumption of that food after that day, and wait to see how your body reacts to the reintroduction of this food on days 16 and 17. You then continue reintroducing the foods that you had eliminated over the course of 2 weeks by reintroducing them one at a time. Reintroduce a food and wait for 2 days to monitor the response. Then, do not keep that food in your diet, keep it out until the elimination diet is over. This helps you identify which foods you are sensitive to. Many people are sensitive to more than one food. If you have sinus congestion, gas, and bloating in the abdomen, the target is usually dairy. The other big one is gluten. So, you can just eliminate those 2 most common allergens for 2 weeks as a shortcut to the process. As a substitution for cow's milk, try drinking rice milk, coconut milk, or almond milk. However, try to stay away from soy milk because soy can be a common trigger of food sensitivity as well. The process of finding substitutions for non-gluten grains is a little more complicated than substituting for milk. 2 of the best substitutions are brown rice and quinoa. Others include buckwheat, arrowroot, and millet. You can buy gluten-free bread, such as bread made from organic brown rice, and you can use rice flour, quinoa flour, and potato flour for baking. The other 4 items on the list of common allergens, corn, soy, eggs, and peanuts, are easier to avoid, but they are frequently hidden in various foods, so you should be aware of this and read food labels carefully. Be aware that baking powder frequently has cornstarch in it, and high fructose corn syrup comes from corn. In addition, the vinegar that is in condiments such as ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard frequently comes from wheat or corn. Some breads are advertised as gluten-free, but they often contain oats, spelt, and rye. If you see the word multigrain on a product, it usually contains a mixture of things, and there is a good chance that it has gluten. While you are following the elimination diet, it is recommended to drink plenty of filtered water, but not water from plastic bottles. In addition, do not exercise too much during this time. Your body is rebalancing itself, and it needs energy and to heal. Do your best to walk outside every day for about 10 minutes, but do not do any heavy strength training or weightlifting, and do not engage in prolonged periods of exercise. Copyright Academy House www.academy.house